Hello friends, welcome back. This week we are going to be settling in to the new place, so prepare for lots of hopefully cozier, less chaotic moving vibes. Last week was a bit chaotic. I'm hoping that this week is going to be much more chill. I want to get some art up on the walls. I want to make sure that I get my home office, my little library, my little study all set up and ready to go. So those are the main things on the agenda for this week. Okay, first things first, I need your opinions on the vest because I am conflicted. I have been on the lookout for a cute little sweater vest for ages, and I didn't want to commit to buying one full price. I keep getting the ads from Cider and it's just like not the best, most sustainable company, and I just don't really want to give them my money. But I found this is from Cider. I managed to thrift it, but then I put it on and I feel like the shoulders are too long. Like I feel like it would be cuter if it sat like that, right? So I tried to put like the shirt on under it to see if I like it. Maybe I will get the sewing machine out and just like sew a line there because I feel like that's better than that. That feels like it shouldn't, I feel like it should end before the shoulder. I don't know. What do you guys think? I need your help, please. Because otherwise this outfit is so cute. Here's what we'll do. I'll move you so you can see the entire outfit, and then I want to show you some wall art that I've started to put up around the house, which is very exciting. Like, right? Like that's cute like this, but I feel like the sleeves tucked in, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. Let me show you the decor. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so right over here we have in the kitchen. I am absolutely obsessed with this wall. I put this giant tapestry up, and then these other two little paintings that I have, I painted little arugula and little rosemary, and I'm very happy with how it has turned out. I did not even realize how much a difference having stuff on the walls makes, but it makes a huge difference. So I'm very happy with this. The living room has also been updated, but the lighting in here is so horrendous to film in. All the walls that have things on them that you'd want to look at are windows, so the lighting is horrendous, so bear with, I apologize. But I'm really, really excited for the way that this has turned out. I had to put the overhead light on, but guitar is there. I don't know what I want to do with like any of these walls, so you guys have to help me with that. But then I have some antique prints over here. I absolutely adore these prints. It's little vintage anatomy prints that I found at this little antique store. So that's a brainstem. And then this one is like a heart and the chest cavity. And then I've got my photo on that wall, and then curtains here, and then my little ukulele, which I'm a little worried about people trying to hit that light switch and knocking it over, but that's fine. I have to go do my day job now, but I wanted to show you this before I went to work so that you could see all the nice art in nice lighting before it gets dark. I feel like the lighting is always better here in the morning. I will see you after work and we will start setting up the library. It's literally impossible to show you this because there isn't enough depth of shot. I want all of these things grounded on the rug. So I feel like there's a potential that the rug needs to get pushed back into that other green chair. I don't know if I want it to be like part of the rug situation or not. I feel like the rug needs to be pulled back. But I think I'm gonna leave it for now and live with it for a day and see how I feel about it, and then I can move it. I nearly dropped my computer. I don't know if you saw that, but my life flashed before my eyes. That was horrifying. That thing is way too expensive to drop. I think we're good. I think we're set up enough that I'm happy to put everything on the bookcases. I don't know why I didn't put anything on the bookcases until the rug was down, because the bookcases were never gonna be on the rug, but that's what my brain said needed to be done before I could do the bookcases. I am sweating. That was not a lot of manual labor at all, and I am roasty toasty. I also really attempted to do a fall outfit. It's September 11th. It's time for it to be fall outside, and it is 87 degrees outside right now. And I just wanted to wear a cute little sweater vest for work. I don't know what you want me to say. Needless to say, I am very warm and sweaty, so I think I'm gonna go change. I like my outfit, but I think I have to change. But I don't wanna like waste another cute outfit, but I also still wanna be cute today. The dilemmas of being a girly who likes to wear little outfits. I would say let's just suffer and be sweaty, but I do need to cook tonight, and I probably shouldn't wear a white shirt while I cook. So I guess we'll bite the bullet. We'll go put on another little outfit. Okay, another little outfit coming at you. Ta-da, little outfit. I feel like it's still giving fall, but I'm not sweating anymore. One of you commented that you wanted to see the dog because you heard them but you didn't see them, and I'm sorry. Let me move so you can see. Here's one. There's the other one. Here you are. You're a good boy. Mwah. There's a good boy. I have no rhyme or reason to how I packed these up, so they're just in boxes, and we're going to organize these bad boys. I'm so excited to have my books on my bookcases. Hopefully we'll make this room less echoey because it is real echoey. I need to get some like stuff on the walls. Let's do this one thing at a time. I feel like you're too far away. I'm gonna bring you closer. This is much better. I'm drinking tea out of my Christmas dog mug because that's what I needed today. I have a piece of the banana bread here. It is actually the next day. I made this yesterday, and Dan and I had a piece last night, but I wanted to have a piece with you guys as well. So let's do that. I love banana bread for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is because it's so forgiving. Never when I make banana bread do I actually have all the ingredients to make banana bread, and it always slaps. It always turns out totally fine. So yesterday we got a lot of really good progress on the library office study. I don't really know what to call it. My vote is for library, but I think you technically can't call something a library unless you have 1,000 books. And I definitely don't have 1,000 books. Maybe we'll just break the rules and call it a library anyways, because that's what I want it to be. Maybe eventually it will have 1,000 books, who knows? Regardless of what we're calling it, progress was made yesterday. I'm very happy with what we were able to get done. I have done nothing on it today. Today was a rough day at work, and I don't really want to talk about it, so I think we're not going to. What I do want to talk about is a package that I got today. I got a discovery set of perfume from Le Labo. This brand is so culty, and I am so sorry to say that I'm a sucker for their marketing. If you read the descriptions of these perfumes, it's so pretentious, and unfortunately, I eat it up. It's really unfortunate because it's stupid. Like, I feel silly falling for it, but I do. Anyways, I wanted to be a perfume girly for a really long time, but I don't want to smell like a cupcake, and I don't really want to smell like a flower, and I just want to smell. I told Dan this. I told him, I was asking him if he likes any specific smells, you know. I don't know what I like to smell. Maybe I'll like what he likes to smell. I like him. So he told me that he likes girly smells. And I said, well, that's funny because I want to smell like dirt tea in an old book. And he thought that was funny. But like, seriously, that's what I want to smell like. I decided to go for Le Labo scents because I think they're a little bit less edible, less sugary. I hate sugary scents. So I got their little discovery set. Here's my plan, because these perfumes, full-size bottles, are like $250, and your girl does not have $250 to spend on smelly liquid. So instead what I did is I got this little kit for $35, okay? $35 for 5 tiny little vials of things. not the most cost-effective thing, but I want to sniff and smell all of them because I don't know what I like. It's not like I know which perfume I like and then I can go find like a cheaper version of it. I don't know what I like. So I decided to go for these because I feel like if I'm gonna like a perfume, it's gonna be one of these. And then whichever one I like the best, I'm gonna get a dupe of on Dossier. That's my plan. So this is the one that I have spritzed on my little arms. And I am kind of obsessed with it. Here's the thing, I'm not a perfume girly. I don't know what it smells like. I think it's supposed to smell like bergamot, fig, black tea. I'm obsessed. I think it smells so good. And all I want to do is sniff and smell the rest of these. I can't do that because there's already sniffy smells on me. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try one of these every day this week, and that'll be fun. And that was my perfume tangent. The other thing that I need to fill you in on is that Webster has now been neutered. I dropped him off this morning and I picked him up at 4. He did great. And he is currently fast asleep in his crate, but we did get some cuddles in. He was so groggy when I brought him home. And now you're caught up on my life and the progress that I have not made on the library. But that's okay. We have all week to get that done. Hopefully the next time I'm turning the camera on, it will be to show you me actually completing something in the library. This is not me coming on to update you on progress that has been made, but I think it's one of your faults. So please forgive me. I am like all ready for bed, about to go to sleep. The dogs are in their crates. I've already done my, taken my makeup off and done my skincare and whatever. But I went to check the front porch just to make sure that everything was locked up. And there was a little package. And I think one of you may have sent me a book. So I wanted to open it on camera, and I am way too impatient to wait to open this in the morning. So we're gonna do it now. I am so excited. This is perfect for spooky season. Oh my goodness. Meg, thank you so much. Meg says, recently found your channel and wanted to say thank you for your videos. Congratulations on your move. I'm so glad everything worked out. Thank you so much, Meg. I am so excited to read this. This is Queer Reflections on Horror. I saw Kayla from Books and Lala reading this. These are essays, and each essay goes along with a horror movie, and it's queer authors writing essays about them. And I'm so freaking excited to read this. Hang on, are there illustrations? Oh, there's illustrations. Oh my goodness. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Thank you so much, Meg. I'm so excited to read this. Yay! Let me read you guys the back here. 25 contemporary queer and trans writers reflect on the horror films that shaped them and shook them, from Hitchcock to Halloween to Hereditary. Exciting. Thank you so much, Meg. I'm so excited to read this, and I will promise to include it in some sort of video so that you can hear my reactions to all of them. I'm curious, Meg, if you're watching, if you've already read these, if you have like a couple of favorites. If you want to leave a comment, let me know what your favorites were. I would love to know. I love friendship. Thanks so much, Meg. I am going to go to sleep and we will do more library renovation tomorrow. We're just here to put the perfume on for today, and I need to talk to you about Rouge because I finished it last night and I wasn't going to talk about this until the wrap up because we discussed this in length, in depth. We discussed this last week in the moving vlog, and I told you guys I was just gonna give you final thoughts during wrap up, but yesterday was release day. I just feel like since I finished it yesterday, I just want to give you some thoughts because I have opinions about the ending of this and I just want to chat through them with you. So if you missed last week's video, Rouge is Mona Wad's new book. It's all about like the beauty industry. It's weird, just like all of Mona Wad's books are. I had a really lovely time with it. It really centers this mother-daughter relationship, and there's like weird, creepy things going out through this woman's entire life, and they all kind of like end up tying together. There's a weird demony culty spa that gets involved. I had a really fantastic time with it, but what I want to talk to you about specifically is the ending, because it feels a lot more hopeful than a lot of Mona Wad's previous work, namely Bunny and All's Well. Those are the two that I have read. I kind of feel similarly about Rouge that I did about the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror. And I feel like traditionally, when I finish a Black Mirror episode, I feel bad. Like, my brain is thinking, there's a lot of things going on and I feel icky, but in a way that like I want to fix something. When I finished the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror, I felt a lot more hopeful. It ended in a lot more hopeful way than I expected it to, and I hated it. I did not like the way that it ended. And I have this problem with horror. I hate horror that ends with sunshine and rainbows and everything's fine. And I think that's maybe why cozy horror and I don't get along very well. But I do enjoy horror where like someone survives and everything ends up being okay. But I don't like horror that doesn't have something to say along the way. I feel like I've been seeing this a lot more recently. And here's my question to you. Do you think in a post-pandemic world, having lived through COVID, that we are just craving cozier stories and we don't really want to hear about all of the messed up things that we can't change? I'm wondering if this is like a signal of like a larger cultural moment that's happening right now. I'm curious to hear what you guys think because I've noticed it with some of the books that I've been reading that have been coming out recently, and I've also noticed it with TV and media that's been coming out recently. That's why I'm coming to you now while that thought is fresh. Let's put today's perfume sample on so that I can go to work. Yesterday we put on the Noir 29, and I think today I'm gonna try the matcha. I think that's what we're gonna do. You guys care about perfume? Probably not. I'll timestamp this so you can skip things that you're not interested in. This is the one that I think I might hate because I kind of don't like matcha. Matcha tea accord is infused with a creamy fig note, grounded by soft vetiver and textural cedar woods, and uplifted by enticing bitter orange. Sounds interesting. Let's give it a try. Oh, it is interesting. It's very fresh. I am getting the bitter orange at the end. I kind of love that. Yeah, it smells very, very fresh. I think I'm gonna end up loving all of these, which is gonna be a huge problem for my bank account. It feels very nice, but it's not overpowering. I think I really like the way that they do their fragrances. Okay, I'm gonna go to work, and then tonight we are finishing The Office. I promise, we're doing it tonight. Hi friends. It is in fact several days later, but we are going to finish this now. I have elote dip and chippies, and we are going to finish this Office. By the end of today, mark my words, this will be done. I feel like I'm having some kind of mental block about finishing the bookcases. So I think we're gonna do all of the wall art, hang everything up. I'm gonna grab all of the art that I haven't put on any walls yet. We're gonna do that now, and then we'll finish the bookcases at the end. Finally done, and I'm so happy with how they have turned out. I can't even explain to you. I am really happy with how this entire room looks. Let me give you a really quick tour. So over here I have my Formula One little car, and then I also have a streetcar from New Orleans, which is where I went to school, if you didn't know. I am gonna be adding 2 more pictures below this, both in the horizontal orientation, but I haven't acquired those yet, so very excited to go pick out some more art for my lovely little office. And then over here I have a couple of photos of myself from when I was in high school. I used to model a little bit, and I remember in my last place I was trying to figure out what to put on the wall, and I was just looking at all these sites, looking at pictures. I wanted like black and white photos, and I was about to purchase a black and white photo of this girl, and I have no idea who this girl is. And I was like, hang on, I have black and white photos of myself. Let me just put myself on the wall. Like this feels stupid. So That's what I did. I'm happy that I did it because I never ever ever look at those photos anymore. It's just like a phase of my life that I don't interact with a lot. So I'm happy to have a little reminder of that moment. And then over here, I did put this guy up on the wall because I figured this is like a good staple piece, and then I'll create the gallery wall around it as I acquire things. But I just wanted to get it up on the wall so that there was at least something there so I can start to put photos up on there as I get those ordered. And I've got my 2 degrees behind my desk so I look important, incredible in business phone call Zoom meetings. And that brings us back to the bookshelves, and let me give you a bookshelf tour. Up here at the very top, I have some romance leading into some knickknacks. These little cats we like carved and sanded at my friend's birthday party when we were little, and they are the coolest things. We also did these little, like, I don't know, there were so many different cool things that we did, and my dogs ate some of them, but these ones survived. I have a little baby teacup up here and a little clock over here. Funny story, I actually won this from my old neighbors when I taught them how to play poker when I was like, I don't know, 10, not my best moment. And then over here, I've got poetry, short story collections, and essay collections. This is the fantasy shelf, and I'm very excited about this one. This is mostly like high fantasy. So I've got a couple of series. I've got all of my R.F. Kuang together, and then I've got my N.K. Jemisin Broken Earth trilogy here. I thought it would be cute to put some like more fantasy element things. So I've got some like little crystal-y gem things. Could be a wooden rock. Could be a dragon egg. Who knows? My cute little unicorn. I think I found this at like an antique store or something somewhere. And then this guy is a little 3D printed knight that I got in high school. I was on our robotics team and one of the guys 3D printed this for me, which was very sweet. Then I have my little boat. The best trip I think I've ever taken was my grandparents used to have like a sailboat in Croatia, and they were about to sell it, and we got to go for 2 weeks and live on their sailboat. It was the most incredible experience of my life, and I got a little boat to commemorate. One more upper high shelf. This is all of my classics. This is both read and unread. So far, everything we've seen has been books that I have read, but classics, I just mixed them all together. I've got my most pretentious accoutrement on this shelf. So I've got my little Magritte, this is not a pipe situation, my cute little music box, and my little horsey cut paper horsey thing. This is actually like the coolest thing that I own. Same grandparents who had the sailboat gave me this for a birthday when I was younger, and it's paper, like it's cut paper. It's the coolest thing. I also have these little carved wooden horsies. I was absolutely obsessed with horses when I was a kid. So this shelf is kind of overflow fantasy from the other shelf. I didn't have enough room to put them all together, but I've kind of taken out the cozier fantasy and sci-fi and put them on this shelf. So this is speculative cozy. This is technically a card, but it was like an artist print. I couldn't really afford like the full-size prints, but she had some cards. So I want to actually like get this framed and frame it as art. It's a little fox, and he's got some mushrooms, and I love him. I love him so much. I got this at little artist's market where my brother lives in Eugene, Oregon. Oh, and this guy is technically a finger puppet. He's a little prairie dog, and we got him when we took like a family road trip to South Dakota and we saw Devil's Tower. And I also love him. We have entered the squatting portion of the bookshelf tour, which is my least favorite portion of the bookshelf tour. These are all of my graphic novels. Love. This is a cute little Cats on a Piano that my friend got me, and like, well, technically he was my boyfriend, my like 5th grade boyfriend. There's that. Got my little, this is a little piggy bank, and it's a little telephone booth. I think this may have been my dad's when he was a kid because it's kind of beat up, but I love it. TBR jar, very important. This is the only thing I have from my granddad, and he passed a long time ago. I don't really remember him, but this is an Azores flag. That's where my mom grew up. So graphic novels and manga over there, and then over here is nonfiction. This bad boy is the horror shelf, which has my favorite thing on the bookshelf. I'm gonna shake it up for you. My little spooky dogs. They're little ghosties. I found this at TJ Maxx last year, and I wanted an excuse to keep it out all the time, even when it wasn't fall. So I decided to put it on my horror shelf because it's always spooky season on the horror shelf. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. All the books are horror. I stacked up all of my hardcover books because I have too much to fit them normally. We're doing all the rest in one go. This is all of my like contemporary fiction, literary fiction. Got this lovely truck from my friend Thomas. who works at Menards, and it's got a tiny forklift in it, and it's incredible. All the rest of these 3 shelves are TBR. I haven't read any of them, and I'm not gonna show you them too in depth because there's a video coming where we will visit everything on my TBR, so stay tuned for that. And that's everything. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as I decorated my little home library, study, office, whatever you want to call it. I had a really fantastic time getting this done. Just looking around, seeing things on the walls is making me very happy. I can't wait to go order a bunch of photos and stick them on that thingy that's right behind you. Thanks so much for coming along on this journey with me. I'm so glad you are here. Let me give you a final perfume update as well. So Dan came over last night. We smelled all the rest of the ones that I hadn't smelled. My favorite one is by far Another 13. It is, I can't even explain it to you. People tell me that it smells like an old book and dirt, and that's exactly what I want to smell like. It's incredible. It's animal musk, jasmine, and moss. And I'm hooked. I like it a lot. Noir, whatever the number is, I liked that one as well. And then Matcha 26 was an underdog. I thought I wasn't gonna like that one, and I very much did. So those are my favorite scents. I will not be buying a full-size bottle because they are $233 for 50 milliliters, but I will be using up every ounce of the little sample that I bought, and then I'll be searching for a good dupe, probably. Anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I really appreciate it. If you're new here and you want to stick around for more books, dogs, life, chaos, I would love for you to subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you next time. I upload every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so I will see you then. Bye.